Hey guys, thanks so much for joining today. I am going to make roasted chicken. My husband's sister and brother-in-law and their son are coming for dinner. So I'm gonna make 2 roasted chickens. I'm using a foil pan because it's so much easier and I wanna spend time with my family. I don't wanna spend time cleaning. So I'm gonna show you what I do. I use this. This is Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning. I use this on like everything. So I'm gonna start off with this. I've already cleaned off my chickens, taken all the insides out of them and everything. So I'm just going to season them really good with this. This is garlic and, you know, good stuff in it. Your classic Greek stuff. Okay, so after that, I'm going to grab, so I have a whole bunch of things here. These were vegetables that I just had in the fridge, so that's what I usually use. I'm gonna take the chicken here and just make a couple slits. My daughter's taping, she's 10. I don't know how steady this is gonna be. In those slits, I'm sticking in the garlic. This moistens the meat when you put this inside like this, and it flavors the meat from the inside out. And I usually do this with any big piece of meat, shove it in there. So it looks like I did like 3 each. Okay, so now I'm gonna wash my hands with soap. Spartacus, stop. That's my dog. Spartacus, he's a standard poodle. He's huge and he's, he realizes something's happening here, so he's just circling back and forth. Okay, so I put the all-purpose Greek seasoning on it. I'm going to put some salt on it. I put a pretty generous amount of salt on it, so I like that to be crispy and salty. And then I'm going to put some pepper. And olive oil. Just a drizzle like this because it makes its own, plus we're gonna put some other stuff in here. Okay, so that's what it looks like as of right now. What I'm gonna do next is what I believe is my secret ingredient to the most amazing chicken. So this is rosemary. I grow it fresh from my garden. If you can, we're in Texas, so it grows naturally here and I have several bushes of it, but if you can get fresh rosemary, that's the way to go. If you cannot, dried rosemary will absolutely work. And it smells incredible. It smells woody and I don't know, fabulous to me. I take it from the top and from down, and then once I get to the hard, like a stem-like part, which this is some new growth. So then I'm gonna take it and just kind of pull all the leaves off, just like that. And I put it all over my chicken. I use 1 sprig for each. And this will change everything in your chicken if you don't use rosemary. This is a game changer. So just like that, so easy. You can also cut this if you don't like the big chunks of it. Okay, so now that's all I do for my chicken so far. What I'm gonna show you next is, I'll put this over here. I'm also making potatoes and roasted vegetables. I use the roasted vegetables that I have right here in my kitchen. These potatoes I'll save, I've already started that. I have a half of a bell pepper, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna cut that up really good. And then I have some zucchini. Cut this bell pepper. I like this to be kind of like, not 100% biteable, but a little bit biteable. Does that make sense? I'm just going to throw in this with the chicken. What? What? I don't know what you're saying, Audrey. Okay, so I'm going to cut this. That's my zucchini. I love zucchini. Zucchini is so easy, so inexpensive also. Let's discuss that. I think this zucchini was like, I don't know, 80 cents or something for each zucchini. That's pretty unbeatable in today's day and age. I also have a hatch pepper season in Texas, so I have 2 of these. These have a bit of a spice to them. I'm gonna throw them in whole, and whoever wants them can have them. I have some baby carrots here. I have a green pepper. And I'm gonna wait on this. I don't know if I'm gonna use that. And then these carrots, I'm gonna use this butter in a second. So I bring our chicken back over. So I'm gonna grab this. Oh, where? Oh, it's fine. This one? Oh, she said there's a sticker on one of the vegetables. Bless Lord, there is. See, that's why I keep that kid around. Okay, that would have been embarrassing if someone would have eaten that. Okay, so carrots, bell peppers. Okay, also I always like to pick vegetables that aren't just green. Like, just throw some color up in this thing, you know? Like, nobody wants to look at like all the green, and let's get some color. So I'm just gonna stick these around just like this. And I'm gonna take those hatch peppers and I'm gonna stick them just right here like this. I think that's enough vegetables because I'm also making potatoes. Okay. I also have frozen, I have a couple frozen things to add in. I love Brussels sprouts, I'm obsessed with them. Here's my frozen Brussels sprouts, I'll add them in with them. And then I also have some broccoli in here. So this is more than enough vegetables now that I'm looking at it. Plenty. So we'll have this sucker packed. Okay. Also, I have 2 foil pans in here because I got these from the dollar store. And they're very flimsy, but $2 for this is still cheaper than you would get at the grocery store, so it's fine. Okay. So everybody's in. Now, let me rinse my hands off real quick. And that looks good. Audrey, can you zoom in on that? What I'm gonna do with the vegetables is this pretty much the same thing. I'm just gonna hit them with a tiny bit of olive oil and then salt. That's all I'm going to do for them. You could also do these in a separate pan. Obviously I'm making 2 chickens, so it's a little bit more full in here. And now one final touch in this, which is these 2 sticks of butter. So what I do is I take these for, 1 for 1, and I just sit them right on top. And that is part of the deliciousness, is the butter. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is cover this, and I'm gonna let this cook for 2 hours. I'm gonna cover it for most of that time, and then I'm going to uncover it for the last 30 minutes. And let that chicken get really nice and brown and crispy on the outside, but just make sure that it cooks the whole way through. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in the oven. Okay, now I'm making potatoes as well. These are ranch potatoes. My kids and my family love them, so I'm hoping that our guests love them too. I've already cut up the potatoes, but I'm gonna show you how I cut them right here. Super important with something like potatoes that you're cutting the same way. So I'm gonna cut them like this, about the same size. That, and then I cut them like this, kind of like that. So that's how they are in here. I have them in water. I probably have them in 2 cups of water. You can see it's like not fully on top, but it's halfway. And this is what I'm gonna do with these just to start off here, is I'm going to add a tad bit of olive oil in that water. And then I'm going to add 1 ranch seasoning packet. Just like that. Sorry. And there'll be more to come for these at the very end. But that ranch seasoning packet gives us so much flavor. So I'm just going to do this. You see all the water in there? That will be dissipated, but this will keep your potatoes super moist. And so they don't, I don't know about you, but if I bite into any kind of potato that is not fully cooked, I am grossed out, straight up. So I added the ranch seasoning packet. Now I'm going to add some salt just on top like this. I'm gonna be adding a couple more things when we get closer to the finishing. And I'm gonna stick these in the oven. I'm gonna let this cook. Oh bless, it's coming. Excuse me. I'm gonna let these cook. And I'm going to put them in the oven, let them cook for about 2 hours. I'm gonna leave this open and I'll check it, and then we'll be back when they're done. Okay, so our potatoes are almost done. They are just about finished. And what I'm gonna do now is I have some regular dressing ranch, and I'm gonna pour that on my potatoes, just like this. And I'm going to mix that up. And you can see they're almost finished. And this is just the finishing touch here. I'm going to mix it all up. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put that back in the oven. The chicken is cooking. My meat is almost done. And I'll let you guys see the finished product as soon as it's finished. Okay, so our chicken is ready. It's been about 2 hours. Come look at it, it looks amazing. So good, so juicy. You can see all the juice at the bottom there. And I'm just gonna put it right here. Looks fabulous. I'm gonna let it sit for like 10 minutes so that it can cool off. And I'm gonna take my potatoes out. And you can see how they look. So good. They smell amazing. So much flavor in these. Just mix them up. The extra ranch gives them a little bit of a creamy consistency, which is so good. Okay, I'm gonna plate this up and then we're gonna eat. Okay, so our chicken's all done. It's all plated up. My last finishing touch here is just a drizzle of parsley. So I like the way that looks. And a drizzle, I say drizzle, but you know, like a crumble on our potatoes to give them a real fresh appearance. And that's it, guys. That is a really beautiful dinner. So easy, so little work, totally worth every minute of it. Have a great day.